Hello and welcome all to another one of my videos. This is part 6 of my university experience. So, we are now in December. Well, strictly speaking, as of writing this, it was the 27th of November. As of performing it, it's now the 6th of December. But I know that, I knew back then I wouldn't be recording this until December. I've got to always translate between the time, the present and the past, and yeah. So I'm going to be talking about what's occurring at uni in terms of each different kind of lesson we're having, as well as the out of lesson stuff. So be sure to like and subscribe, and let's begin. So I'm going to begin with the children's theatre stuff, because that's our most important thing at the moment. It's our first module, and it makes us busy right up until the end of term, up until the 15th of December. On the 24th of November, we did an entire run through of the show from start to almost finished, apart from the bow, right, which reinforced my confidence in the show for that week. I'll talk about that later. I'll elaborate later on. Now, because this is a vlog series, I want this to be as honest as possible, because what's the point otherwise? Do you know what I mean? In this series, you get my personal, true, unbiased, or possibly biased, but true to what I believe opinion. I do these with the idea that future me as an old man is looking back to watch for the memories. Anyway, I was becoming doubtful of our class play because there were people not turning up. Like, some people had genuine reasons. I'm not going to mention them here, but some people had genuine reasons, and that's fair enough. I'm not going into detail about it here, right? Because maybe I don't know all the details, and yeah, I'm not mentioning names for that sort of thing. But for those of you that are watching this, that I know watch this, it's not you guys. You guys would probably have someone in your head that's not helping with the show. And I'm worried that those people who are not in it or don't do a lot are going to ruin it. Especially if they have lines and stuff that needs to be planned, with all the dancing and, well, lines, choreography, that sort of thing. But I digress. The best thing that we can do is know all the stuff, right? Know what you need to do, and just make yourself look great. Right. I mean, most scenes in between songs for the choreography, the story bit in between the songs, and yeah. And back then, I wrote that if this continued, that the people not turning up and not trying and all that, then maybe the teacher would have to cut people out because it couldn't keep happening. I know that there are people in my class that do agree with this, and did agree with this. And rightfully so, because our play back then was in 2.5 weeks, and it wasn't even close to being finished. Now, as I'm recording this, it's in 6 days, right? But we did do that run through on Friday, and it gave me a little bit of hope for the play for that week. Shemai, so today is 24th. It's Friday the 24th of November, one day after the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who. Today we had our Friday lesson, really good. We went through the entire show, which actually is starting to piece together really well now. It's very promising. Attendance in the class is a bit of an issue at the moment. Quite a few people haven't been in. We're going to McDonald's now after the lesson, because tonight there's a massive water Doctor Who projection thing going on in Cardiff Bay. I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, I also bought Cards Against Humanity. So later on, hopefully we can play that, and it's going to be really good. But yeah, life at the moment is pretty grand. Busy, but grand. As of the 30th of November, we had done several run-throughs of the show, from the very start to just before the bows. Right. It was scary that in 2 weeks that we had to perform this, because not only is it in front of 600 kids a day, I think a day. I know on at least one day we have 600 kids, I think. But we also have an examiner. We are being assessed on these. I mean, we love a challenge, but still, we've only done walkthroughs, but never a complete start to end with no interruptions because there's still stuff to choreograph. But I think that we are getting there. The best thing I can do personally is learn all the stuff because, like I said just now, I'm in a lot of songs and a lot of scenes in between songs. We were using the backing track for so long for all these songs that we know how it goes with that in terms of what the music sounds like, because we have all the actual singers singing it in the background. But with just a live piano, someone playing the piano for us, it sounds completely different. It's so hard. It's different as well. I don't know how. Like when I come on for my first song, as in Vubu the Happiest Hippo on the tracking bit, it's different on the piano. But yeah, we were still having issues with people not coming in, and quite frankly, it scared me because if we learn something, it's then got to be retaught to people, and it wastes time and stuff. But again, if there are genuine reasons for it, fine. You don't have to justify it. I think it's going to be incredibly close if we achieve it. I reckon we probably will, but it's going to be very close. What we need to do, in my opinion, is just go through everything with the piano, just singing, only so that it's known when to come in and what it sounds like on the piano, preferably with the rest of the band, because we are having a band as well. But we need to go through with the piano, preferably the band as well, go through all the songs, and then just, do a whole run through, and like any bits that don't work, focus on them. If that works, see where there's a problem next, and so on until the end. That way we can iron out all the creases that we may have during the performance. We haven't had a successful run through yet, which sounds depressing, I know, but it's more than time to look at it realistically. I imagine that we will do it. It'll get done. It will, right? But there's a lot of work that needs to be done. I am enjoying it. It's just a huge challenge. I've never come this close before to getting a show prepared and the opening day, because it's in 7 days. Bit of a challenge. Now, on the 30th of November, I had a really busy day. I had my lesson 10 till 1, I went back to my accommodation for food, I had ham, cheese, potato salad and a mayo sandwich. All that in one sandwich, not 4 different sandwiches. Ham, cheese, mayo, peanuts apparently, they were meant to be in the sandwich, and potato salad.
Sorry. You let him go, you swine. Oh, your dad's still kicking up a fuss. Yeah, well, I'd be proud if I was. God bless the cactuses.
And then I went to university to print off a hard copy of the script for our show, which is in my bag over there. There was a little table in which you were encouraged to write down something that you were thankful for on a paper bauble, which I did because I was in a happy mood. I printed off the script, and you got a little candy cane free with it, so that was nice. Then I went shopping. I went to Poundland and the Works for some stuff. I bought a lovely whiteboard and some stationery mainly. Put that back. There we go. I bought some pop. You can see them up there. 3 bottles of 1 litre pop, but only $1.25, so I stocked up. Right, I proper stocked up. Might as well, I'm already out there, so get it. I also got some balloons, because I thought that it'd be fun. I don't regret this one bit, because who doesn't want to play with balloons in their room, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't be able to do this at my actual house, because the dogs would get them, and then that would be potentially dangerous, you see. So after shopping for those, I would normally cut something out like this, an awkward pause while I wait for the script to go by, but I really like playing with balloons. Then I went shopping to Primark because there was a class chat of those of us who were in where people can get their costumes. If they can get their costumes, it would help, right? But to talk to the allocated person in our class in charge of costumes, because if you could get your own costume, once you knew what you were getting, if you can get it, then you'd pay for it, but then the university would reimburse a cost for you, which I did. I was asked to get part of my costume from Primark and online. I got my jeans beforehand. This was ages ago. I think in the last part or the part before, I went to Primark for jeans, so I can't claim those back. But I'm not even wearing jeans anymore because I'm wearing dungarees. But when I went to Primark for the second time for my costume, I bought a grey t-shirt for the show, and I've got hippo ears and dungarees in my online Amazon basket.
Shoutout, so today is the 30th of November, it is Thursday. I'm on my way to Poundland because I want to go to a whiteboard. I've been to uni, with our lesson 10 till 1. When I went back to mine, I had a lovely ham, cheese, sort of egg salad and mayo sandwich. Then I went back to uni, printed out the script for our annual play that we're doing. I think it'd be much easier to just have it on paper so I can make notes on it. So everyone's got it on their phones, but if it's on paper, you can make notes. So I put it on paper. I prefer to keep the trees. So yeah, do that. Now I'm going to Poundland, so I want to get her whiteboard pens and a whiteboard. Yeah, that's my day today. Tomorrow I'm going back home for the weekend, and the day after we get to watch the next episode of Doctor Who.
I just needed the go-ahead to buy them.
I don't know what it is, but I love living in Cardiff. I love it, yeah, I do. It's just nice, because I live where I learn. It's cheap. There's loads of stuff around. And I love it, I do. I'm very glad that I now live in Cardiff. At the start, it was a push, right? It was definitely something new, it was terrifying. But now, honestly, moving to Cardiff is a brilliant decision. My only regret is not doing it earlier from the start because I had to pay for the fixed term. But still, since I've been living here, I've loved it. I love every second of it.
And I can fill out this form that will allow me to be reimbursed by the uni. So yeah, Primark I bought this grey t-shirt, and then on Amazon I bought these grey dungarees and hippo ears, and then I'm wearing just my work shoes for my shoes. I was told to just have them in my basket ready so that the person could make sure that was my costume, and then the next day I bought them. I filled out the form, I sent screenshots and pictures of the receipts, and I sent them off. Now I'm just waiting to be refunded by the uni, but I think this was a really good way to get my costume ready because, you know, a week to go before the show, well just over a week back then, to get my costume, and now I've got it. I've got the money spare, I'm not going to spend all the money in my bank so I can do it, I'm getting reimbursed for it, and it gets my costume ready and set up. Because like literally 5 days later, so it was 2 weeks ago, it was 2 weeks before the show, and it all arrived. So I had everything, I wore it to the rehearsal we had on the 5th of December, and I left it in the changing room with other people's costumes. The jeans I bought ages ago, they are now redundant because I've got dungarees, but we make do. They can be my driving lesson jeans because my instructor tells me to not have dog hair on my trousers because I got 2 dogs, right? But I have to make sure there's a dog on my trousers because it's his car and all that, which is fair enough. But there we go. Our rehearsal on the 5th of December was going through main songs on the piano. Great! And the guitar, which was a change. It was needed because, like I've said, it sounds different than with the backing track. It's gonna be so close. We would have had this followed by another theory lesson, but we had another rehearsal because everyone in our class, as a consensus, unanimously agreed that another rehearsal would be better, so we had a 45-minute break.
Shemai, so today is Tuesday, this is the 5th of December, 8 days until the show. We've got an extra rehearsal, so we're going to have 5 rehearsals this week, so 4, because we're nailing stuff. I think, wow, we might get it. It's possible. It is very much possible that we'll get it, but it needs a lot of work. Like going through, what we need to do is go through each song individually with the piano, which we did quite a few today. But now we need to do it with the transitions in between, and do a full run through, see what doesn't work on those bits, work on all the choreography for every song. And yeah, so I think we might get it. Maybe a clutch if we do.
I came back to my accommodation. I had a sandwich, and I bought Ewan some super glue for his shoe because the sole was a bit ripped. It ripped on this day as well. And then we headed back for our second rehearsal of the day, where we perfected 2 of the songs. Right, one of them being Penguin Party, which I bloody hate, but I'm glad that we perfected it. I'm glad we went through it, because now it's good. Beforehand, it sounded a bit funerally. Yeah, I am looking forward to the show overall. I really am. It's fun to do. It's just, I think we should have performed it before, started rehearsing for it beforehand, and had a bit more time. But there we go. So on our first episode of If It's Nice, It Belongs in a Sandwich, which is my new series we're doing, today we've got a microwave meal with noodles. It's got broccoli, beef, peas, microwave meal. Right. I would show you, but I've already begun to put it in a sandwich. Right. So this is it so far. I'm in the process of transferring it all to bread. Well, not all of it, most of it, because there's no way that I can get all this to fit in a sandwich without it going messy. There we go. Load up our sandwich. Slap that bad boy on there. Pick it up. Oh, I've got my hands dirty now. German Fire approves. Very nice. Next we have the Welsh Scholarship module. So, we had our meeting on Wednesday the 22nd of November, where I had to talk about my SWOT. Strength, weakness, opportunity and threat. I had to do that, but in Welsh as an actor. We went through it. The woman, bless her, she's lovely. She helped me because she's really fluent, but I'm still learning Welsh, doing Dal and Dusty Cymraeg. But one of the blessings in Welsh is that if you don't know the Welsh, it's totally normal to use the English. We call it Wenglish. So like, I don't know, pa mor defnyddiol bydd Cymraeg yn eich career. I know what career is, go for. But if I don't know, then it's totally fine to use the English. Because the point of the module is learning and trying to use Welsh in your career, yn eich gyfer. I had to make a PowerPoint of this to present to the teacher, and I'm not sure. I think it was the final thing I had to do for the module, at least for now. I don't know. But once I've completed the overall module, I get paid £250. So, bargain. Do you know what I mean? I will have achieved my goal of getting the scholarship because I've wanted it for so long. I'm really looking forward to it because it's a huge milestone. I'm now able to tell you that I did do the PowerPoint, I presented it all. Let me talk you through how it went. So on the day I woke up at 6, I was at the bus stop for 7, I had a McDonald's breakfast while waiting for the bus to come. I was making and going over my notes for this PowerPoint as I ate McDonald's. I admit I procrastinated doing this because I've been working on this animal kids show rather than this little PowerPoint thing, because as a priority it's this animal kids show called Beautiful Creatures. That has to be the priority. But nevertheless, I did it. The notes were they were almost all ready as I was going over them in McDonald's, and they were finished on the bus that took me and Ewan to Cardiff. That's when I finished them in its entirety. I had 2 lessons on this day, 10 till 1, and then 1:30 to 3:30, and then the PowerPoint, which was to be done online via Teams, was at 4, so I didn't catch a break, but it's fine. Once I eventually got back to my accommodation, I got ready for the call. So I got back, because we finished like 10 minutes late, so I really didn't have much time.
We finished the lesson 10 minutes after it was meant to, which wouldn't normally be a problem. But in 20 minutes now, I gotta get back to my accommodation, which admittedly is only across the road. But still, I gotta get all set up for this Teams call. And then I gotta actually. Alright? Yeah, good, thank you. I gotta present my presentation. That's gonna be fun. But yeah, I don't know how it goes.
But I came back here, I set it all up quickly, and I did the PowerPoint. Now, it's in my nature to document everything, and a recording that was made of this, recorded by the lecturer because she needs a record of me having done this to show I've done the scholarship. But I can show it to you, I can play it to you. I can show it to you and I'm going to play it to you, but it's not the best, okay? There were times when I struggled because I'd underprepared this PowerPoint, I admit, right? But I tried to make it detailed and unique. I had to watch it to edit this, and it makes me cringe. So I'm talking on behalf of Future Me now, because it's a bit underprepared. Croeso I fy PowerPoint amdano I fel actor. Ar y PowerPoint yma, byddai'n siarad am fy nodweddion SWOT. Gallwch ti weld some of fy actio, some of fy hoff costumes pan roedd ni'n actio. Amos Hart yn Chicago, roedd ni'n Dalek yn Vicar Dibley mewn wedding. Roedd ni ar Casualty. Mae llawer o bethau. Byddai'n dechrau gyda fy cryfderau, wedyn gwendidau, cyfleoedd ac I gloi bygyddiadau. Byddai'n dechrau gyda fy cryfderau. Rydw i'n hyderus, eitha hyderus, mae rhaid I ti mwyn I fod actio. Rhan mwyaf o'r amser, does dim ots gyda fi os rydw i'n gwneud ffwl o fy hun. Hefyd, rydw i'n angerddol am actio achos rydw i'n mwynhau heriau. Pan roedd ni'n gwneud Chicago, roedd rhaid I fi swnio'n American. Roedd yn anodd iawn. Hefyd, dwi'n dda am gofio llawer o llunau a phethau yn gyflym. Mae link yma I un o fy vlogs roedd ni'n wedi gwneud pan roedd ni'n astudio drama yn coleg.
Mae'n yn Saesneg achos doedd hi ddim yn gwybod byddai'n defnyddio y vlog, ond... Mae'n advert.
One and welcome along. Now, I've stated many times that March would be very difficult. Yeah, double Charlie, that's going to be fun. And on the day of the performances, you've got to perform one after the other. So it's going to be great. We're going to learn 2 scripts for them and do one after the other. And we're being assessed on that. Now, what's really going to twist the knife is that's around mid-March. Guess what else is in mid-March? My acting production that I'm going into at my acting club. So I'm going to need to know 3 scripts in March. There are 3 drama pieces I had to learn, 2 for A-level drama, devised and scripted, and the 1 that I've been doing from a show in Chicago, where I've been playing Amos Hyde. Right? This was originally 5 scripts, including the audition pieces for the National Theatre and my First Choice Uni, but which I didn't even get into, so there we go. From 5 to 3 to 9.
Felly, yn mis Mawrth, roedd rhaid i fi dysgu 5 sgrips ar un amser. Roedd yn He Yang, ond roedd yn un llwyddiannus. Nesaf, byddai'n siarad am weaknesses gwendidau. Ar y cyfan, rydw i'n sbwrio am dantio, neu efallai, dydw i ddim just mwynhau dantio, dwi ddim yn gwybod, mae'n anodd iawn, achos gallwn ni siarad i'r camera ar YouTube, ond dim dantio ar TikTok, mae'n anodd iawn. Hefyd, dwi ddim yn gallu gyrru eto, dwi'n dysgu yrru, ond mae'n gostus iawn. Mae rhaid i fi defnyddio tren, bysiau neu yn y car gyda fy mam i deithio. Ond mae'n inconvenient achos mae rhaid i fi boeni am bysiau neu trenau sydd wedi canslo. Nesaf ydy opportunities cyfleoedd. Hoffwn i actio yn Gymraeg yn AS4C yn y dyfodol. Roedd ni wedi trio actio ar Publicum, ond doedd ni ddim yn cael swydd actio. Ac dwi wedi trio i actio ar y sŵn, ond doedd ni ddim yn cael y swydd. Hoffwn i actio mwy ar teledu, achos dwi wedi gwneud llai o swydd actio Saesneg, ond doedd i ddim wedi actio yn Gymraeg eto, ond hoffwn i'r cyfle. Yn bendant, pan roeddwn ni mwy rhugl yn Gymraeg, hoffwn i part mwyaf. Ac wedyn i gloi, mae bygythiadau. Does dim lot o arian gyda fi, mae mots allan o fy wallet. Hefyd, mae'n anodd i wedi sure mae digon o actio swyddi, achos doedd ti ddim yn gwybod pan bydd y swydd actio nesaf. Ac hefyd, mae'n anodd weithiau i book amser ar ôl waith, achos mae rhaid i ti gofyn i pobl a dweud wrth dy bos. So mae'n anodd iawn. Felly i gloi, dyna fy PowerPoint am fy sgwatiau fel actor, a diolch am gwrando arna i.
Diolch yn fawr iawn. Wna i stopio recordio nawr.
I wanted to not be holding a piece of paper, but I couldn't have it near the iPad. I'm pretty sure I've got it here. Yeah. Here it is. This piece of paper. I couldn't have the piece of paper near the iPad, so it would look like I was talking into the phone, but it wouldn't work because I couldn't flip my camera on Teams. It was all perfect until the call started. I couldn't flip my camera, and I had to quickly position it all again. And then, as a result, I had to hold the paper. It was fine, but yeah, it would have been nice if I could look like I'd learned it all. But it's fine. I had a YouTube link in my PowerPoint, which uses one of my previous vlogs as a talking point relevant to how I have a good memory, a corps d'art, which I thought was smart because multimedia and creativity and all that, and photos of my previous costumes and acting jobs, which I'm very proud of. Once I had done the PowerPoint, which lasted about 5 minutes, I had to upload the slides to this website, although due to the space of the PowerPoint as a file, it was too big. So what I had to do was take screenshots of each slide, put it onto this blank A4 doc on my phone, crop it, and then send that in. So it was just the slides individually, and I uploaded that, which was fine. That was perfectly alright to do. I'm just waiting now to hear back from them about what's the next step forward in order for this scholarship and for my £250. Now let's talk about our theory drama lessons. I mean, they're alright. It's writing down what's said and what's on the PowerPoint, which really are not important at this moment in time, given that we have a kids show looking over us, or looming over us even, in less than 3 weeks' time, now in less than a week. Same for our tech lessons, to be honest. I'm awful with technology. I need it all spelled out for me because I'm crap with it. Luckily, next term, when we have our performances for Greek theatre and all, Christian's going to be doing all the tech stuff, so that's going to be really good. Now, I love my uni class. I never thought I'd be so comfortable with everyone in it already. Like, everyone gets along, there's laughs, everyone can sort of confide in each other, there's the occasional flirting, you know, I won't elaborate. But we're already looking into our plans for next year in terms of accommodation. If life all works out, I'm going to be sharing a 7 cluster with 6 others from my class, because 6 and me. A 7 cluster is essentially one flat with one huge kitchen, but 7 individual rooms and toilets in each individual room just for you. So no one, unless I invite them in, no one can come into my room and use my loo. It's all mine. I've got my own personal crapper. The more people that you share it with, the overall flat, the cheaper it is. And I can share it with people from if I can share it with people from my uni class, it would be phenomenal. I've signed up for my accommodations email service, so they should send me an email for when they're looking for the rooms to be rented for the 2024-25 academic year. So on the 1st of December, we had an email saying that next week they'd be announcing vacancies, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we can all book this. As of the 6th of December, I can update you on this. On the 4th of December, we all booked rooms for our student accommodation, and once we booked it individually, we had to send them an email. I emailed on our behalf, asking if we could be grouped together, because you are allowed to ask if you can be grouped together, and as long as it was feasible, you could. So we all paid our deposits, and we were all waiting on the accommodation to get back, where we can advance further. But it's very likely that due to our swiftness and literally booking the rooms on the day that they were released and having the deposit down on the very same day that they went live, that we would be successful, because literally I had the email, and we were in a lesson at the time watching this play, this digital play. I had this email, told everyone. After that lesson, we came down to here, we booked it, and done. In our 7 cluster, it's going to be me, Henry, Ruth, Christian, Owen, Sophie and Daniel. All of us in the 7 cluster, which will be nice, living with my friends. Now, next, I want to talk about Doctor Who, my favourite beloved show since 2017. Now, 2017 was a big year for me. I started YouTube, I started watching Doctor Who, I started secondary school, technically September 2016, but shut up. It was the 60th anniversary on the 23rd of November, which was a Thursday. I had a driving lesson on this day though, which actually went okay, apparently. I don't remember it. I don't remember much about it, but it went okay, apparently. It's tradition for me, so I always watch the same clip, the same music video from the same person that's re-uploaded it. I go to the comments, and for the last 4 months, I've been writing down how every single driving lesson has been going. So yes, that's been my tradition for the last 4 months. The day after, I went to a Doctor Who water projection show in Cardiff with people from my class. I loved it. It was so good. I had my lesson on the Friday, and then on the Friday night, I stayed at my accommodation just so I could go. I went over the Animal Kids Play stuff during the day, and then in the afternoon and in the evening, we went to Christian's for a bit, and until later on. We walked down to Cardiff Bay past the Senedd, where there was a TARDIS in the dark on display. We saw a meeting going on in the Senedd, but who cares? You know, there's a meeting going on, and we're just there through the glass. Alright, yeah, there's a lovely Dalek and a TARDIS there. There's a meeting going on. I imagine they're just pretending not to see us. We were there 15 minutes early for the water projection show, so we had some selfies. Notice how most of us brought a sonic screwdriver, because why wouldn't you? And we watched the countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Shut up!
3, 2, 1.
The projection looked so cool in the bay, gorgeous. The simplest projections work the best. Technology can do amazing things. We wanted to get a similar effect done for our play that we've got to do in the new year. Not play, performance we've got to do in the new year for Greek theatre, but we can't do it. But we kept watching the projection going on in Cardiff Bay, and we stood in our spot, because it was very close to the front actually, so no one else could squeeze in and steal our spot. We stayed there, like sardines. At the end of it, I began a woo! And with that, it was over. I'm so glad I went, because it was amazing. We then went back to Sophie's accommodation, where we played Cards Against Humanity. I don't know if you can see it. See it on camera? Yeah, I think you can, just about. Cards Against Humanity, which I bought earlier that day. I get a 10% student discount from Mankind, so it wasn't too expensive, but there we go. We went through the entire deck of black and white cards in that. It's so fun. But, I mean, I work, so I'll treat myself once in a while. I'm happy. We played that for 3 to 4 hours straight until about midnight-ish. And the next day I was in Cardiff, rather oddly, because I'm usually at home for the weekends, but I spent my day practicing for the kids show. you know, tidying up and trying to have a lie in. But at 8 o'clock, there was a fire alarm.
I woke up to this. Ripped out of bed for a bloody fire alarm.
I went back to sleep after we all came back into the building, and I woke up then again at about 11ish. I went over the kids show stuff. I had some food. I tidied up generally.
Currently going over all the bits. When I come in as in Vubu in the play, I've not long woken up from it, it's a mess. It's Saturday the 25th, so the doctoral anniversary is coming soon. As you can see, I'll move my washing up I haven't done. I'm currently busy at the moment. I've got my script, I've got the song playing on Spotify. I'm sort of remembering and learning when I come into the scene, so I can't be accused of not practicing for the show, because it's very important, especially because I'm in Vubu, so I'm in like loads of scenes, so I need to nail them. I've been in for every lesson so far. I intend to carry on doing that, and I'm learning it as best as I can, because it's in like 3 weeks, so it's very busy at the moment, but we'll get there. We will get there. It's part of the fun.
And then later on, I went over to Christian's house for about 4ish. We watched some Doctor Who. That was fun. We watched a bit of Series 4, bit of David Tennant and Donna, because they were relevant to the next episode coming up back then. And went over to Christian's friend Neve. I went over to their accommodation. Bless her, she made loads of Doctor Who themed snacks, like there were adipose marshmallows, fish fingers and custard cakes, cake slices, a Cassandra pizza with foil for the frame. It was so cool. I felt bad that I only brought a 2-litre thing of Coke.
That's very Christmassy.
Yeah, it's just got mixed spice in it to try and make it more like a fish finger.
I thought it was really nice.
Oh, of course you can say that.
It is.
You like anything, dude?
Honestly, the food that she made was so good. Like, yeah, it was amazing. And we later went down to the cinema room in Christian's friend's accommodation to set up camp, because we were going to be watching the new season of Doctor Who, the first episode. Some of us were at the front, I was at the back, but I wanted a seat fit for a king. So I stacked bean bags and I made a throne. It was very comfy. We watched the episode live as it was broadcast, which was, that was the first time that I'd actually watched a programme live as broadcast for like ages. I think literally 2017 when at my nan's house for Christmas we watched Twice Upon a Time. Yeah, I think so. We had to watch the end of The Weakest Link though, which was on beforehand, and some ads, BBC programmes and all that. And then eventually the indent played, the Doctor Who Whoniverse logo appears. It's time. It was so exciting.
If I told my story like he was like watching a thing in the cinema, you know what I mean? For God's sake!
It's the ident before the programme.
What?
It's the ident before the programme.
What?
Now it's Doctor Who. It'll be now. Here we go. Woo!
It's only been a year to wait. Here we go.
That's not an intro.
It's in the Avengers.
For the next 3 weeks, we have Doctor Who episodes on a Saturday because it's the 2023 specials that we get to watch. It's going to be only for the next 3 weeks. Well, although this week's one is the last one, so it's only for 3 weeks, and then there's one more on Christmas Day. Right, so we've got 4 specials this year. After the broadcast, though, I had to head back home for the train because the buses back to mine stopped running at about 9 to 10ish.
Shemai just watched the latest episode of Doctor Who, The Star Beast. Oh my god, it was amazing. Let's begin with the title sequence. Oh my god, I was lush. I loved that. It was class. That title sequence is possibly my favourite, right? Also, David Tennant's back. I love that. It's nice seeing the Nobles back. What else have we got? I love the sonic screwdriver. The fact it's used as a hologram and as a shield, that was really good. His TARDIS, oh my god, I love that. His TARDIS is amazing. And you can just see David Tennant loves being the Doctor, like, running around. You know, all that was class. Things I want a fan of. Beep the meat was that with quite quickly, just press a button. And then he's up in the air. Sorry, spoilers. I think... Yeah, I wish we'd seen Wilf back, but maybe in episode 2. I know it's been a coming inside not long before, but after, but still. But yeah, we'll wait and see next week. I love it. Shemai, so today is the 25th of November, it's Saturday. Let me take you through my day in less than a minute because it's been very, very busy. So, in the morning, I woke up at 8 o'clock because there was a fire alarm at my accommodation. Great. I went back to sleep until 11. Okay, that's fine. Then I went over my kid show that we did for my first university module we have to do because I'm the main part, so I got to learn loads of lines, don't run me over, lines, dialogue, same thing, choreography and all that. Then after doing that for about 3 hours, went to Christian's, watched some old Doctor Who, laughed. There was me, Christian, Ruth and Henry. After that, I went over to Christian's friend who, bless her, she made these adipose marshmallows, Cassandra cake, the Cassandra pizza, fish fingers and custard cake. Yeah, she really had done herself, bless her. Christian, if you're watching this, tell us thank you so much because I didn't talk to her a lot, but I wish I had, but still. And now I'm back to Cardiff Central because I got to get my train, which is in 5 minutes. And yeah.
And I had work the next day. Now, I actually booked off work for this. It's sad, but I did. I told work I had my granddad's 80th birthday meal, because that's a thing, when in reality it was a watching of the new Doctor Who episode. We had been waiting like a year for this. There was a year's waiting in between watching the 13th Doctor regenerate and then the 14th Doctor's first episode story. Right, so because watching that was much, much more important. My work doesn't need to know the truth, and I trust that you're not going to tell them. I got back for the train and back home all together at about 9:30ish. Jolly good time. A nice Doctor Who themed weekend and a great way to celebrate the 60th Doctor Who anniversary. I very much enjoyed that weekend. That was great. And it's nice as well having lots of people that love Doctor Who just as much as I do. It's nice. I've joined the University Doctor Who Society. I haven't done any stuff with them yet, but I will do at some point. But yeah, I've also got some of my Doctor Who stuff up here, so you can see all these here. That's all Doctor Who stuff. That's a Cyberman, and that's one of the witches from the Shakespeare Code in Series 2. And Davros, I don't know if you can see him because of the tinsel. But yeah, I have a lot of Doctor Who stuff. I got most of it back home, but I didn't want to bring it all, so I just brought a lot of it, some of it. But yeah, that is the end of part 6. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Have a good day. Don't forget to drink hot chocolate. Stay safe, and from me, it is goodbye for now. There we go.
So yeah, random comes up to me and asks if you can use my phone. So I know, because I probably shouldn't have, but I did. So they charge my phone. They charge their phone with my charger. They sat on the chair next to me, and then this other woman comes up and she asks for a friend's phone. And she gets her friend to stand. She shouts across the train, getting her friend to verify it's her phone. But yeah, fucking hell. Drunks. Typical drunken night out in Cardiff, I imagine. Fair enough. So, I was dipping my muffin in my hot chocolate. I dropped it and it fell in the cup. I'm just holding a muffin in a cup now. Quite sad, really. How do I eat this like not looking normal? If the hot chocolate comes out, or the whole thing is just going to smack me on the nose. This is a catastrophe. Okay, so this is the cover, right? All these lovely windows and colours and all. Admittedly, I have only got matchmakers and chocolate things, but that's perfectly fine. Right, now I'm going to remove this cover because you're barely going to tell the difference. Ready? Look at that. That is a work of art. I mean, look at that. I mean, we're gonna ignore the fact there's two cups having to support it from the inside, right? But I mean, wouldn't you live in that? The sort of house that'll keep you cold in the summer. Yeah. I'm gonna ignore the fact that half the pieces actually fell off and it needed two plates to do it. But still, I would say that was a success. So it's the 29th of November today. Our play is in like 2.5 weeks, so I'm just getting ready as you can do. So now I'm just going over the lines because it's like 8 o'clock in the evening. So I'm just going over all the lines and when I come in and stuff. Because in this song, I'm only in the chorus, which is, can you purr like a lion, purr, can you growl like a lion, grrr, but there's always one thing to keep the danger away, can you roar like Lucas, the lazy lion, roar, I do this from a hippo, can you roar like Lucas, the lazy lion, roar, and then I do that twice. And then there's the final chorus. I've got vague memories from being at Candy Cane. I've got vague memories of like a few months ago, walking around Cardiff saying, at some point this is going to be me walking around living here. And now it's an actual thing. I live here now. About half the week. But yeah, I love it. I love living in Cardiff. It's close to the uni. It's cheap. There's so much here. Yeah. I'm definitely glad I commute. No, I don't commute anymore. I'm definitely glad.
Shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Oh, thanks. I'm probably going to hell though. I didn't expect that to happen during a vlog. Fair enough. Alright. Right.